Hello guys, my name is NaToSaphiX, and today we have another video. This time it is yet another video for, you guessed it, play.gg. Today we'll be taking a look at the most recent major winners, outsiders, and their very unorthodox but successful style. Here in the first round pistol against Mouse on Inferno, outsiders start with 4 players on B, who then sort of rotate back and forth between the A bomb site. Funnily enough, when the pressure comes into the A bomb site, outsiders decide to go and stack the B bomb site, probably thinking Mouse are gonna throw a fake at them. This is exactly what happens, and they run into the waiting arms of fame. Traditionally, on Inferno you play with 3 guys A and 2 guys on B, but the outsiders are everything but traditional. They don't mind taking risks, like we see it in this round where James gets contact on long and leaves his pit player to play the A bomb site all by himself. In the event that a small pit smoke comes in from the T's, James is out of the action. Or if he dies. This leaves Norbert as the solo A defender, and when the hit comes in from Mouse, he can only manage 1. Mouse go on to win this round. With the constant gamble stacking from outsiders, it's very difficult for Mouse to play out these rounds quickly, as they need to use the utility to kind of scout out where the stack may be. This super passive playstyle from outsiders makes it extremely hard for Mouse to get any sort of entries. With the constant gamble stacking from outsiders, Mouse are forced to play a slow style of Counter-Strike, and outsiders know this, so they drop a smoke at 30 seconds and then follow it up with a Molotov. That buys enough time for Dexter's flank to be largely ineffective as he gets taken down by Flit. When Kickert goes down, there's only 10 seconds left, and Fame does exactly enough for his team to pick up this round. Another day, another round where outsiders are playing heavily towards the B bomb site and long. This is getting abused in this round by Mouse, who do a fast Eps pop. Norbert does not even stand a chance, and outsiders save with 4. Mouse finally get a clean entry frag in round 7 when JDC takes down Norbert, and he even makes it a double, which would have just cleared out the A bomb site completely. It basically does so as James vacates the premises. Mouse Sports reads that this might be happening, so they throw a little bit of bait, which is enough for outsiders to bite. Yet again, outsiders save with 4 players alive. This is no fluke, this is by design. Outsiders are playing full risk on their CT sides, often gamble stacking, and if the gamble stacks don't go their way, they are not afraid to save. This means that they basically never have to eco, and if they lose many rounds in a row, while they are saving, they are building up losing bonus, which makes it even harder for their opposing sides. Logically, for a pro team, the best counter to gamble stacking is playing out the round slowly and trying to gather as much intel as they can before hitting a bomb site. But what outsiders do in combination with their gamble stacks is playing so far back, and then they don't use their utility until the hit comes in. Here at 40 seconds, Norbert has a smoke and a Molotov, and it's enough to delay the play so that Flit can come over, take that 1 kill, and then even when Flit goes down, Norbert is going to just stick around in the pit and buy even more time. This is such a hard style to break, because it feels almost like you are doing a 50-50 every round whether or not you are running into a gamble stack, and even if you are right, you win, but they save with 3 or 4 players, and if you lose, you lose. In this particular game, Mouse have almost always ended up on the A bomb site, so what do outsiders do? They leave Kickert for an entire minute alone over towards B, and when he goes down, what does he lose? He loses an MP9, and his teammates save 2 Pharmacists, 2 Fami, and 2 M4s. They are still competitive in the next. If you have never watched an outsiders game, they are the masters of saving on the T side and also the masters of the 3v3. Infamous for playing the slowest brand of Counter-Strike I believe we've ever seen in Counter-Strike history, outsiders are masters also at playing down the clock to the absolute last second and yet still winning the rounds. With that in mind, it makes so much sense that their CT style of play also enforces this exact brand of Counter-Strike. A very slow, tempo-less, and at times boring affair. Outsiders are playing every match with a home field advantage, as it seems like they always manage to sort of dictate the pace of the game and make it very, very slow. To counter slow Counter-Strike, what you need to do is find the gaps and take the exactly right timing. With outsiders always playing so passive and far back on CT, the only gaps you'll find is if you can figure out where the Gamble stack lies. Let's watch this round together, where we see outsiders staying completely passive towards the A bomb site, not even having taken the top of mid. Torsi clears this, and when he does, outsiders are doing a 2-man heavy B fake. This creates a timing gap for outsiders, who now find Torsi and the other A player at the same time. The round is just straight up instantly over. When thinking about creative teams, the teams that top your list are probably teams like Astralis and Big and probably a few others that are known for creating utility that has never before been seen. Outsiders are not one of those teams. They are not looking to change up the utility game. They are changing the game. A fresh approach on T side, a fresh approach on CT side, and a fresh approach to economy. Outsiders are completely revamping Counter-Strike. After this major championship victory, we will see changes to the approach of every single other team. If you are still watching, be happy that you did. The best part is saved for last. In round 23, Kickert has over $12,000 in a close match, and yet he buys a Mac-10 and rushes up short. A complete and utter curveball thrown from outsiders, and they win the round off the back of it. Watch the trading coming in even in a hectic situation. It's just beautiful. I have only showed you Inferno, and I would have loved to show you more maps, but this video would simply become too long. Instead, I will show you this trick from Fame, a new approach to Mirage that outsiders are employing. Instead of smoking top connector, Fame consistently smokes the middle of connector as it gives him more space to play with. I will jump on a server in just a few seconds and you will see what I mean. Notice how this smoke gives the same cover from short despite not being at the top of connector. If you watch the Major Grand Final, I'm sure you've seen this 2K, and notice how Fame, at any chance he gets, throws this connector smoke. What is so damn smart about this smoke, and why does Fame throw it every single chance he gets? Well, with the normal top connector smoke, you can either move right side of the smoke or you can move left side of the smoke. You can use it as a sort of cover for either the A bomb site or for jungle, but when the smoke fades, it does give you quite a few awkward duels. The absolute genius behind Fame's smoke is that the short players who are fighting will still be fighting you in a headshot angle, but if they are out short, they won't be able to get any connector info anymore, and you can play one way on either side of the smoke, meaning that an AWP just cannot guard this area very well anymore. This smoke provides the same sort of visual cover from short, but it makes it much harder for a CT to play a position like stairs, or maybe even jungle, which is now much easier to fight and to molotov. If you manage to get a kill on stairs or jungle, you can walk back into your smoke and use this smoke as a one-way for the rotating player on short. Super general. Because this video was so fun to make, and because I could probably talk about just this small aspect of Counter-Strike for absolute days, I'll leave you with another round here from the Major Final, Outsiders versus Heroic. It's a brilliant move from the Outsiders. Flit puts extremely heavy pressure in underground to keep the CTs in this area, while Jame is taking a timing up towards A. In the meantime, Flit and his gang are just standing anti-flash outside of Monster, so that if Heroic try to take this space with any sort of utility, they will get absolutely smacked. Outsiders are contesting an area that don't really gain them a whole lot. It's not like they can plant the bomb there, but it is an area with a lot of long angles and one that is quite hard for Heroic to contest, even if they do have a ton of utility. Most importantly, it is the last thing that Heroic will ever expect. This is by far the safest anti-eco I have ever seen played on Overpass in the history of CSGO, and even when Stavn hits two blinding Deagle headshots, everyone on the Outsiders team and everyone watching this match knew the round and effectively the final that ended in the following was completely over, as even if Stavn gets two more kills, they will never ever expect the Jame flank. I have been NaToSaphiX for Play.gg, and thank you so much for watching the video.